On this episode of Old Pej Diaries, we get a look at the Conservancy's Black Rhino program.
It's of huge importance, not only nationally, but it's more than that. It's saving a species.
Rangers must track down a critically injured rhino, but before they do, a ranger becomes a casualty. And a blind captive rhino is moved to its new home.
You got locked in the box once before and went berserk.
It's just another busy week in the life of a Kenyan game reserve. At over 90,000 acres, Kenya's Old Pejeta Conservancy is one of East Africa's largest private game reserves. On the surface, it presents the iconic image of the African wilderness, with its vast open plains, acacia woodlands, and animals roaming freely. But the reality of modern-day Africa is that all of this exists because of careful management. Behind the scenes, Old Pejeta is a progressive conservation organization that is playing a vital role in protecting Africa's rare and endangered animals. Within the boundaries of the reserve, you'll find one of the highest densities of wild animals in Kenya coexisting in a natural setting. At the heart of its operations is the critically endangered black rhino. Black rhino used to number 20,000 in Kenya, and in just 35 years, they were poached to the brink of extinction for their valuable horn. By the mid-1980s, there were fewer than 400. At that point, the government stepped in and all the remaining black rhinos were sent to sanctuaries like Old Pejeta, where they could be protected and what remained of the population could be stabilized.
You know, black rhino on the whole in Kenya, let alone Africa. Kenya's numbers stand at 550. We're currently 82. It's of huge importance, not only nationally, but to Old Pej, it's a responsibility that we've been given by government to look after these animals.
Old Pejeta has 82 black rhinos, and protecting them is costly. In order to keep them safe from poachers, Old Pejeta runs one of the largest private security forces in conservation.
The way we've structured our security is using black rhino as essentially a blanket cover by providing such intense security to black rhino and monitoring them so intensely. That essentially breaks down everything underneath those black rhino.
Old Pejeta has a lot to be proud of. Despite the relentless pressure from poachers, they've only lost one rhino in 6 years. It's a testament to everyone's efforts.
The biggest success story was the formation of what was the Sweetwaters Game Reserve from when it was established in '89. From then to now, that population has grown to 82 animals. We're now starting to see natural behavior. We're losing old animals. That means the sanctuary's been running long enough for nature to take its course. We're getting the fights. Yes, none of us like seeing a rhino being lost, but that's part of the day-to-day activities of rhino. They're going to fight for territory. Their life consists of water, food, and for the males, there's women. And competition is what makes the population strive.
Today, Old Pejeta is the largest black rhino sanctuary in East Africa, and the results of a successful breeding program are beginning to show. Although the reserve has the ability to take on many more animals, territory is becoming an issue. As young offspring move up the ranks, bulls and females now compete for the best territories and breeding partners. Rhinos are extremely territorial and will fight to the death. So now the rangers are seeing more cases of injured rhinos, some hurt badly enough that they need assistance. At 7 a.m., a call came into control. A group of tourists had witnessed two rhinos viciously fighting. Both animals appeared to be injured. Rhino section leader Daniel has come to assess their injuries. The rangers will check the rhinos visually to see if there are any wounds that need immediate attention. It's a risky job. Even though the rhino looks calm from this distance, the rangers know that it's in a heightened state of aggression and will likely interpret any approach as a challenge.
We have a rhino here. Inspector, it seems as if it was attacked tonight. They had a fight with another rhino. I can see physically it's not very bad.
The rhino's rear horn has been broken in the fight. It should not be a problem. The worry is the neck and hindquarters, where a rhino's skin is the softest and the animal is most vulnerable. If the rhino is injured, Batian will have to make a decision to intervene and put in an urgent call to the Kenyan wildlife vet, who is on 24-hour standby. This rhino is okay, so the rangers pull out and begin to search for the other animal involved. Daniel is very concerned because the force needed to break that horn means the other rhino may be badly injured. When a rhino is injured, there are two options. One is to dart the animal with a tranquilizer and treat it in the field. But when an animal is severely injured, it becomes an easy target for predators. So Old Pejeta is building special holding pens to house sick and injured rhinos. With the possibility of a severely injured rhino needing immediate assistance, Wildlife and Security Supervisor Batian Craig checks on the progress of the holding pens.
We've established holding pens not only for our own population, but for Laikipia as a whole. There's no good central holding pens, or made sense that we established a facility to take problem animals and sick rhino and rhino that need rehabilitating or hand raising.
The team did not expect to have the pens ready for an injured rhino so soon. They were being built as temporary quarters for an important blind black rhino named Baraka. Baraka is scheduled to arrive in 24 hours.
Baraka was the first rhino to be born on Old Pej. We had an incident with him when he was about 14, 2 years ago, that left him blind in one eye. Sadly, he had a cataract in the second eye, which left him with no hope of being wild. A blind rhino won't survive on its own. Him as one of 550 animals in this country. He's of huge importance. He was a young animal. 14 is young for a black rhino. You know, they'll live in captivity until the age of 40. So he still has a role to play for conservation.
Baraka's new life will make him one of the most important black rhinos in the world. He is about to become a teacher of sorts at the visitor center. It's a significant job. He is following in the footsteps of Africa's most famous and beloved black rhino, Morani, for whom the center is named.
Morani was an exceptional rhino. He was the original animal to be brought onto Old Pejeta. He was completely habituated, with no chance of going back into the wild. As a role model for rhino conservation, there probably wasn't a single animal in this country that had let so many people close, had taught so many people about rhino. You know, sadly, Morani's gone. He was an old animal, and yeah, his age caught up with him. Morani had a huge following as an individual, and everybody wanted to see Morani or come back and see Morani, and yeah, I suppose as rhinos goes, he was a slight celebrity. Not because of that, but just because of the role he had played in conservation and awareness of black rhino as a species. He started this sanctuary, so he's entitled to the best spot on the place. And okay, we chose it, not his choice, but he's there, and it's a place people can go and visit. And it's amazing how many people do want to know where Morani's gone and where he is, and can we go there.
Old Pejeta Conservancy in Kenya is the largest black rhino sanctuary in East Africa. Rhino is prized in some cultures for its horn, and poachers have waged a ruthless war against the animal, almost wiping them out of existence. There are now 82 black rhino at Old Pejeta. That's a significant enough number so that the natural behavior patterns have returned. Rhino are extremely territorial and will, on occasion, fight to the death. Earlier in the day, 2 rhinos were in a fight. The rangers managed to find one animal and are now searching for the other, which they fear may be seriously injured. But in a reserve that has all of Africa's major wild animals like buffalo and elephant, searching on foot is a dangerous job. Batian receives a call that a ranger has been attacked by a buffalo and is unconscious and bleeding from the head. He and head ranger Dixon Kariuki, accompanied by the staff medical officer, are rushing to the scene. The Old Pejeta Diaries film crew follow behind to lend support. Fortunately, they quickly locate the injured ranger. He's been attacked by a buffalo and knocked down. He has regained consciousness and appears to be stable, but has head and neck injuries. He needs to be taken to a hospital. Although the common perception is that lions are the most dangerous animals in Africa, it's not true. The most dangerous and problematic are buffalo. It's usually the old males, ousted from the safety of the herd, who compensate by being aggressive.
We've had one of our rangers hospitalized by a buffalo. It was a hell of an unfortunate incident, and it was while he was out monitoring rhino. I've just spoken to the doctor. We've got a brilliant doctor in Nanyuki, and he's assured me all good, and he's going to make a full recovery. It looks like the buffalo is sort of between the fence and where he was, and he was walking down a road, and it was just bad luck. That buffalo felt cornered and was trying to get away, and sadly he was in the path of that buffalo.
Back at Old Pejeta, the rangers have found the injured black rhino. It's an older female rhino that has suffered a severe attack from a younger male.
We are going now to see for one of the black rhinos. She was in a fight. We have the vets and everybody with us now to try and see her situation.
This rhino has given birth to 8 calves in her life at Old Pejeta and has made a significant contribution to repopulating the species. It's unclear how injured she is. They will need to dart her with a tranquilizer gun so they can work on her safely. Before they dart her, they call in a plane to spot from above. Most of the time, a rhino will run when they feel the dart go in.
And probably the sort of higher the better, as long as you've got good sight on it.
Ian Craig, Batian's father, will do the darting and confirms dosages with the Kenyan Wildlife Service vet. The darting team moves into position, and the rhino is darted. It takes about 6 minutes for the sedative to work, but she has not run, which is another worrying sign. Once down, the team moves in. Up close, she is worse than previously thought. Her body is covered in deep wounds. A rhino's skin is almost 2 inches thick, and it is possible for a rhino to survive this type of punishment, providing there are no internal injuries. A ranger pours a mixture of clean water and iodine to clean out the wounds. The vet probes each and every wound to see the severity. A rhino horn is a powerful weapon, like a dagger that can pierce the soft parts of the neck and hindquarters. Dixon sprays a silicone gel laced with antibiotics to prevent infections.
Actually, it seems that has a lot of wounds, but seems to be very deep, but it'll be okay.
Despite the odds, Dixon remains optimistic. They have done everything they can. Now Ian administers the antidote in hopes that she will be able to get up. But even with the antidote, she can't stand anymore. For the rest of the day, they try to get her on her feet and moving using ropes, but they only manage to move her a few meters to the road. The team discusses the options, but they all know the Rhino's fate.
The Rhino didn't wake up again because it was so bad. The wounds were very many and she was beaten badly. So unfortunately, after sometimes in the evening, it reported that the Rhino is dead. And after we did the post-mortem with the KWS vet, we found that she had a lot of problems in her. So I'm sorry for Rhino. She was one of the best cow that breeds very good. And yeah, we have lost her. What to say?
Old Pejeta Conservancy in Kenya is the largest black rhino sanctuary in East Africa. Today, the staff is getting ready to move a blind black rhino named Baraka to his new home. Baraka lost one eye in a fight with another male, and then developed a cataract in the other. 6 months ago, the rangers found him wandering aimlessly in the bush. He was captured and brought to a holding pen for treatment, but unfortunately, the eye could not be saved. He could never go back into the wild again. However, other than his blindness, Baraka is in good health, and Batty and Craig has assigned the rhino a new job. He is moving Baraka across the reserve to live at a visitor center, where he'll educate visitors about rhino conservation. With only 550 of his species left in Kenya, Baraka's new role is an important one. However, transporting a rhino is never easy. Baraka was only recently wild, and his one experience in a transport box was not a pleasant one. He will have to be sedated for the journey.
I'm going to use a Zephyr, which is just a tranquilizer. Probably take 5 minutes to work. Nice and deep, okay?
Yep. Lifting her up.
Yeah.
Batian will give the injection.
You know, just by brushing him like that, he doesn't know what's going on.
Your name is Ndongo, and you're in Diaries. Someone says
And ever since we brought Baraka here with, just to calm him down in the pens and everything, we played music to him, you know, just so there's a noise that he's familiar to and people and everything. If you turn that music off, he gets all wound up.
And somebody inside to feed it.
Put one of his guys in there.
In behind.
Yeah. He's so weary about having anything put behind him. He had a bad experience. He got locked in the box once before and went berserk.
The team gets ready for the difficult part. They're going to close the door to box Baraka in. Right now, Baraka is calm, but as soon as he is closed in, his wild instinct will take over.
You reckon these are stronger, better?
His keeper, Mohammed, talks to him in the hopes that it will keep him calm. Another ranger is poised, ready to close the door the moment he senses trouble. Great care is taken as Batian places the first pole. Not smoothly as he had hoped, but at least Batian was able to get one bar in place to keep Baraka in the box.
We'll just give him a little bit more. We give him quite a load out. And you know, he's still pretty feisty.
Ian tops up Baraka. Once they get him in the container, he'll be loaded on a truck and driven the 15 kilometers to his new pen. With Baraka on the truck, they start the journey. Inside the box, Baraka is calm, despite the rough roads. All is ready, and now the only thing left to do is let him into his new enclosure. Here he will begin his new role as Rhino Ambassador, and in the next few months, a feeding platform will be built and tourists from all over the world will come to interact with him. More important will be the daily visits by local Kenyan school groups. For them, it will be the first time they will get a chance to experience a rhino up close.
That's gone well, considering how stressed he was in the beginning. I think that drug actually kicked in a bit. And yeah, he seems fine. It couldn't be better. He walks out the box and the first thing he does is start eating. That means he's not worried at all. You'll see we spread quite a lot of his dung in here just to... So when he arrived, he had a familiar smell. He could smell himself in here already.
The following week, Baraka begins to spend time outside the enclosure and will only return to it to sleep.